According to sources, DeWanna Bonner is expected to sign soon with the Phoenix Mercury, the team that drafted her in '09. She won 2 WNBA titles with Phoenix.
The WNBA's most predictable soap opera just dropped its latest plot twist. And spoiler alert, it's exactly what everyone expected. Enter DeWanna Bonner, now starring in her final role as the professional quitter. Yep, the same Bonner who imploded under pressure in Indiana has tucked tail and trotted back to the Phoenix Mercury like a boomerang built for mid-tier mediocrity. Forget grit, forget grind, she chose comfort, nostalgia, and a locker room where no one expects accountability. After all that drama, all that noise, she ends up right back where she started. If that's not a full-circle flop, what is?
Okay, look, it looks official. DeWanna Bonner expected to sign with the Mercury, and this is sad. This is almost to the level of disgusting. Now, yes, I do want her to have a job. I don't want her job to get taken away from her. Don't think that. But what I'm saying is the WNBA is allowing something so disgusting to go on.
This is the tale of a 37-year-old vet who figured she could cruise through another season, cashing checks without breaking a sweat, until she ran into a team that demanded actual effort. When faced with the harsh truth that minutes are earned, not gifted, she did what pampered vets do best: bailed. And just like that, she ran back to her comfort zone, where expectations are low and excuses come standard.
DeWanna, Joanna, Adrian Bronner, I could care less what your name is. Now you can go over there and play broke-back basketball with your wife. You hear me? The WNBA is a joke. At this point, they need to call it the Real Housewives. Real talk, because it ain't nothing but drama. But it's crazy, though. See, before all of this happened, the speculation was already in the air. Know what I'm saying? Once I got wind of that your wife was up over there, man, I tripped out, bro, because it's crazy. You making all of these excuses, talking about the fever do too much running. Ma'am, you are almost 40. So if you can't keep up, you need to...
Ooh, what a plot twist, folks. The WNBA's favorite soap opera just crowned a new drama queen. DeWanna Bonner. She rolled into Indy flashing the veteran leader badge, only to spiral into diva mode faster than a reality TV meltdown. Now she's bolting like the Titanic's last passenger boat, but let's be honest. This wasn't strategy, it was a full-scale tantrum dressed up as a decision. Spoiler alert, it didn't land. It backfired. And now she's running home like nothing happened.
All the alleging rumors that's been put out about her and this situation hasn't been wrong. So we're going to keep on following this train. And it's just, we know why she wants to go to the Mercury. We might not know the deep into depth reason, but we know the main reason. And then with all the rumors of her supposedly or her agent telling other teams don't get her, we only interested in the Phoenix Mercury, like it's just
DeWanna Bonner joined the Indiana Fever in February 2025 with all the glittering credentials: two-time WNBA champ, six-time All-Star, and the supposed veteran glue meant to guide Caitlin Clark and crew to greatness. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the twist. The second she figured out the spotlight wasn't hers to hog, she unraveled like a bad yarn sweater. That mentor energy vanished faster than a fourth-quarter lead, and what followed, a meltdown so dramatic it could have earned her a daytime Emmy.
At the end of the day, DeWanna Bonner pulled off a heist, man, and it is what it is, bro.
White, she should feel like a damn fool. You brought her over here, and she fucked us. I'm gonna be honest, she fucked us real good.
The numbers tell the brutal truth. In her 9 measly games with the Fever, Bonner averaged 7.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.6 assists on 34.5% shooting. Now, for context, this is a woman who was averaging 15 points and 6 rebounds just last season with Connecticut. Talk about falling off a cliff. She went from being a legitimate all-star to looking like she belonged in a retirement home faster than you can say Caitlin Clark effect.
And in my opinion, it's crazy because I wouldn't necessarily pick her up. I wouldn't pick her up, man. I think they play too fast for her. Even with her wanting to go to the Dream, I think they play too fast for her too. And if we look at, what she was stating while she was with the Indiana Fever, most of her interviews, she was saying, yeah, they run. I'm tired. They be running here. They run. So if that's the main problem, you're going to have that same problem playing with the Phoenix.
If you are excited to see Caitlin Clark and DeWanna Bonner, so please leave a like and subscribe our channel and type CC is back in comments below. But the real kicker? She only started 3 of those 9 games. 3. After starting 39 games last season, she got benched for Lexi Hall. Can you imagine the ego bruising? Here's a woman who probably thought she was going to be Caitlin Clark's right-hand woman, and instead, she's watching from the bench like a disappointed parent at a high school game. The tantrum officially started when Bonner disappeared from the team on June 12 for what they called personal reasons. Personal reasons, my foot. Sources revealed she had requested a trade, specifically wanting to go to the Phoenix Mercury or Atlanta Dream. Translation, I don't want to play second fiddle to some rookie, even if that rookie is breaking every record in the book.
Leaving the Fever and going over there to the Mercury. Is it because y'all boo up over there? Because last time I checked, they got what's her name? Sabata, however you say her name. You hear me? The tall, light-skinned woman. Yes, I don't know her like that because I don't watch them. You know what I'm saying? But they run up over there too as well. So what is you talking about, bruh? It's crazy. But see, the WNBA are allowing you to sign with the Mercury after you force your way out of the league. Man, look, that commissioner needs to go.
Head coach Stephanie White wasn't having any of it. When asked about Bonner's situation, she threw some serious shade. I haven't had a lot of conversations with Bonner recently. Really focused on the team we have right here. That's coach speak for we're done with the drama queen. So what does our tantrum-throwing veteran do? She forces her way out. The Fever tried to trade her, but here's the hilarious part. Nobody wanted her. Teams looked at her situation and said, hard pass. The Fever had to waive her on June 25 just to get rid of the toxic energy she was bringing to the locker room.
Not only does it look bad that you allow this player to just straight up quit on the team and I guess pout her way out of a contract, but you also are picking her up, right? Just because. Now, I feel like at this point, if you pick her up and put her on the Mercury, you're just picking her up.
Now, here's where the story gets even more delicious. After being cut loose, Bonner tried to play the victim card with a pathetic Instagram post. A quitter? Nah, never been that. But when the time comes, let's just make sure the apologies are just as loud as the disrespect. In due time. Girl, you literally quit on your team mid-season? That's the definition of quitting. But wait, it gets better. While Bonner was having her midlife crisis, the Phoenix Mercury, her old team where she won those 2 championships, came calling. Of course they did. She gets to return to her comfort zone, where she doesn't have to deal with the pressure of playing alongside the most exciting player in women's basketball.
In this episode of As the WNBA Turns, DeWanna Bonner abruptly left the Indiana Fever in the middle of the season for some reason, turned up and signed with the Phoenix Mercury yesterday afternoon. Now, in spite of players such as Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston who lauded her leadership, I guess things didn't turn out as planned for Bonner. Maybe because of lack of playing time, maybe because she didn't get along with the coaching staff, maybe there was some internal beef somewhere else. But I do know one thing for sure, is that Alyssa Thomas is also on the team, who also happens to be Bonner's fiance. Now again, I do not know if that's the sole reason why Bonner decided to abruptly leave the Indiana Fever to join the Mercury. And I feel bad for Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and a lot of the players who riled around Bonner and enjoyed.
Indiana Fever fans overwhelmingly believe their team is better off without DeWanna Bonner because she became a disruptive force who prioritized her ego over team success. The veteran forward's departure was met with genuine relief rather than disappointment, as fans witnessed what they considered a veteran leader who abandoned her responsibilities when things didn't go her way. The timeline of Bonner's exit reveals the depth of the problem. After being demoted from the starting lineup in favor of Lexi Hull, Bonner disappeared from the team on June 12 for what were labeled personal reasons. However, sources revealed she had requested a trade and wanted to leave specifically because she felt the fit wasn't right. This wasn't a mutual decision. Bonner forced the organization's hand by essentially refusing to return to the team. Fever fans felt particularly betrayed because they had initially shown genuine concern and empathy for Bonner during her unexplained absence. As one analysis noted, what started as empathy has turned to confusion and is now seeding outrage, as fans realized she was simply upset about her reduced role. The fact that she removed all Fever content from her Instagram while still under contract only added to the sense of abandonment.
Bonner is back with the Phoenix Mercury. No surprise. Everybody kind of saw this coming. It was basically written on the wall, the reuniting with Alyssa Thomas, who's a hell of a ball player. The DeWanna Bonner saga, I think Fever fans are over it, obviously. And I feel like they feel like it's a fresh start in a lot of ways, because in this instance, the team gets Ari McDonald to replace DeWanna Bonner. But the way it went down...
Let's talk about what Mercury fans are getting, though. They're not getting the DeWanna Bonner who averaged 17.2 points and 7.6 rebounds in her prime. They're getting the version who couldn't handle being the third option on a team built around a generational talent. They're getting someone who averaged 7.1 points on 34.5% shooting and threw a tantrum when things didn't go her way. The Mercury, currently sitting at 13-6 and in second place in the Western Conference, are apparently desperate enough to take on a player who just quit on her previous team. Phoenix fans gave her a standing ovation when she appeared courtside at a recent game. That's nice and all, but let's see how they feel when she starts complaining about her role there, too. Meanwhile, back in Indianapolis, the Fever are thriving without their prima donna. They signed Ari McDonald to replace Bonner, and guess what? McDonald actually wants to play for the team. She's averaging 11 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals in her time with the Fever. And more importantly, she's not throwing tantrums when things get tough.
We'll see if it actually works for the Phoenix Mercury. They've been playing pretty well over the course of the season. Bonner was not playing great when she was with the Fever, but I think at this point, Fever fans would say DeWanna Bonner has done the team a favor by leaving the squad. Meanwhile, she still does have that pedigree, so maybe she can find the right role with the Mercury. Ultimately, July 30th is the takeaway there. That is when the Fever host the Phoenix Mercury, when they will play DeWanna Bonner next, and it's home.
Coach Stephanie White is absolutely loving the upgrade. From the moment she arrived in Indy, Ari was a clear fit with the style and mentality we are building here with the Fever. That's what happens when you bring in players who actually want to be there, instead of aging veterans who think they deserve special treatment. The best part? The Fever won the Commissioner's Cup after cutting Bonner loose. Each player on the roster got about $50,000, 0 cents in prize money. But not DeWanna. She missed out on both the glory and the payday because she decided to quit on the team. Fever fans were ruthless. DeWanna Goner, they chanted online. AIRA, $50, 0 cents. And here's the cherry on top. Caitlin Clark is expected to return soon from her groin injury, and she gets to play alongside teammates who actually want to be there. McDonald and Clark have been practicing together, with White excited about the possibilities. I think it will be really good to be able to get Caitlin off the ball a little bit more in certain situations, and playing on the floor with Ari gives her that opportunity.
See, I didn't want her on the team in the first place, bro. I thought she was going to do something because Stephanie White is there. She was half-assing the whole time, bro. She did not want to be hanging out with Caitlin Clark. She didn't want to be with her. She didn't want to hang out with her. She didn't want to do anything with her, bro. She thought she was a star. Nah, I'm the main character. That's what Caitlin Clark is, the main character. You know, she can take her bags and get the hell out of Indianapolis, bro. Go wherever you want to go. Who cares, bro?
So when the Fever inevitably face the Mercury later this season, it's going to be appointment television. You've got Caitlin Clark and the Fever, a team that's been built around loyalty, hard work, and actually wanting to compete in Indianapolis. Then you've got DeWanna Bonner and the Mercury, where she gets to hide behind Satu Sabali, Alyssa Thomas, and the rest of Phoenix's talented roster. The narrative writes itself. Bonner ran away from the challenge of playing alongside the most exciting player in the sport because she couldn't handle not being the star. She chose the easy path, going back to her old team where she can be comfortable instead of pushing herself to be part of something special in Indiana. Fever fans are hoping Clark is back by the time they face Phoenix, and honestly, who can blame them? They want to see their superstar absolutely torch the team that took in their former teammate who quit on them. They want to see Clark drop 30 points and 15 assists in Mercury's own backyard and remind everyone why she's the face of the league while Bonner watches from the bench. The Indiana Fever are better off without players who don't want to be there. They've got Ari McDonald, who's grateful for the opportunity and plays with the heart and intensity that matches what Clark brings every night. They've got a coach in Stephanie White, who knows how to build a culture of accountability and won't tolerate divas who think they're bigger than the team.
That's foul, because anybody else, you would have had consequences. In the NBA, man, they ain't playing that. In the NFL, they not playing that. And y'all want somebody to take the WNBA series and pay y'all more money. Y'all don't deserve that. You hear me? Because it's people like you that make the sport look bad. It's crazy. No matter what color you are, it's unacceptable, bro. And you are embarrassing yourself, and you have no shame. In the WNBA, man, this is wild, but it's cool, though. I'm glad you're not on the Fever no more. In Indiana Fever, we trust. Yeah.
As for DeWanna Bonner, she got her wish. She's back in Phoenix, back in her comfort zone, and she doesn't have to deal with the pressure of playing alongside a generational talent who makes everyone around her better. But she also gave up the chance to be part of something special, to help guide a young superstar to her first championship, and to be remembered as someone who helped build a dynasty in Indianapolis. Instead, she'll be remembered as the veteran who couldn't handle the heat and ran away when things got tough. She'll be remembered as someone who quit on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever when they needed her most. And when the Fever inevitably face the Mercury, it'll be a reminder of what happens when you choose comfort over competition, when you choose your ego over your team. The Fever are ready to show the league what they're made of, with players who actually want to be there. Let's go, Fever. Show DeWanna Bonner and the Mercury what she walked away from. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.